Standard 6. Managing the environment for development and learning. Accomplished early childhood teachers organize and manage the environment to promote young children's development and learning. Accomplished early childhood generalists skillfully manage all aspects of the learning environment, both tangible and intangible, to create a supportive yet challenging climate that is conducive to young children's development and learning. The tangible aspects include the overall space in which learning takes place and the physical structures and learning materials deployed within that space. The intangible elements include the time in which learning unfolds, the emotional climate in which it takes place, and the management techniques that teachers use to integrate all resources in an effective way. Accomplished teachers foster learning in a variety of settings in addition to the classroom, and when they encounter drawbacks over which they do not have direct control, they find ways to make creative adaptations to advocate for improvements. Accomplished early childhood teachers apply their foundational understanding of the whole child, diversity, and subject matter in order to create an environment that is conducive to young children's play, socialization, learning, and development. Teachers understand that the goal of a well-planned physical environment is to support independent learning. Teachers analyze children's social, cognitive, linguistic, physical, emotional, and ethical development when designing the environment to meet their diverse needs, including exceptionalities. Teachers apply knowledge of core academic subjects, the arts, health education, physical education, and developmentally appropriate practices when designing spaces, selecting resources, and managing time. Accomplished teachers draw upon professional knowledge, including research findings, to support the design and management of the learning environment. Designing the physical space. Accomplished early childhood teachers ensure that within the learning environment, the temperature, furniture arrangement, noise levels, and visual displays are conducive to the learning and development of all children, and that the space is organized to allow for easy and safe movement from one area to another. Teachers provide multisensory learning opportunities, and they take into consideration attributes such as cleanliness, order, comfort, and beauty, as well as function. They continuously evaluate the appropriateness and effectiveness of the environment and modify it as necessary. They work with colleagues, other professionals, children, and families to create environments that reflect the diversity of the community. For example, preschool children could be encouraged to stock the housekeeping area with food boxes, utensils, and items of clothing that represent their home cultures. Accomplished early childhood teachers use the physical environment to support children's growth in all the interrelated domains of human development. They design meaningful learning environments that support the strengths, interests, and needs of individual learners within a group context. Teachers create indoor and outdoor spaces that are conducive to movement, rest, play, fine and gross motor development, health, and fitness. They provide children with spaces that allow for oral and written communication, layouts that enable collaboration, and areas that allow for reflection on activities or regrouping after a challenging experience. For example, the classroom might have a quiet area with pillows where children can read, reflect, or simply relax. Providing learning materials and resources. Accomplished early childhood teachers are resourceful in creating, selecting, combining, and adapting a wide variety of appropriate materials that assist children in their development and learning. Teachers know that young children build understanding from the concrete to the abstract, and from the simple to the complex, and they use this understanding when sequencing materials. They ensure that younger children have early access to materials that make it relatively easy to encounter and work with foundational ideas, such as objects that support initial counting and one-to-one correspondence. As children grow older, teachers provide them with materials that encourage higher level engagement with the same ideas. When considering learning materials, accomplished teachers take into account many criteria, including safety, developmental appropriateness, quality, durability, affordability, flexibility, and aesthetics. Accomplished early childhood teachers carefully select materials such as books, music, manipulatives, visuals, and technology that are current and accurate and which enhance the curriculum. Teachers select materials that are developmentally appropriate and diverse in nature and will enhance children's self-images. Items such as books, dolls, and puppets reflect the class's diverse makeup as well as the composition of the broader society. They ensure that the language and images in the materials do not depict any group or individual as less capable than another or in stereotypical ways. Teachers select materials which show individuals demonstrating positive leadership, democracy, and cooperation. For example, individuals in a computer game might accept responsibility, solve problems, and settle disputes in a creative manner to which children can relate. Accomplished teachers evaluate possible materials to determine whether they are likely to encourage critical analysis and broaden children's outlook on the world. Accomplished early childhood teachers organize materials in ways that make them easy for all children to access. Teachers teach children to use materials appropriately and to work as a team to ensure that materials are ready for classmates the next day. Teachers label shelves and containers with pictures and words in English and also, where possible, in children's home languages in order to support children's independence in accessing materials and returning them to their proper place. Teachers arrange materials in ways that pique curiosity and wonder. They ensure that children encounter the tools and representations that are commonly employed in the subject areas, such as calculators, globes, and magnetic letters. Accomplished early childhood teachers integrate technology throughout the curriculum and the daily routine in ways that support and extend traditional resources and help children become lifelong learners in an ever-changing world. Teachers carefully position technology in ways that allow easy access for children, including children with physical challenges. In addition, teachers provide enough space so that children can easily collaborate when using technology, for example, by equipping the computer table with multiple chairs. Accomplished teachers ensure that all technology is developmentally appropriate, safe, carefully selected, and used appropriately by children to enhance the curriculum and address developmental objectives. Accomplished early childhood teachers conscientiously manage time as a resource in order to meet the needs of young children. Teachers structure time in such a way as to provide a clear framework for each school day, and they organize temporal transitions between learning activities, including downtime when children can reflect and rest. Accomplished teachers provide sufficient time for reading and writing, social conversation, play, collaboration with others, learning new things, and building on prior knowledge. Teachers recognize that schedules should accurately embody curriculum priorities and that children need sufficient time on their task in order for learning activities to be meaningful. Teachers build flexibility into schedules so that they can respond to children's spontaneous need to ask questions, their tendency to stop to ponder, and their desire to interact with other learners. They help children adapt to unscheduled events that may occur, such as a fire drill. They use developmentally appropriate methods to help children understand schedules. Schedules for younger children might consist of symbols for the day's activities, paired with pictures of clocks showing the times. Schedules for older children might consist of standard written lists of activities next to standard times. Managing play in the learning environment. Accomplished early childhood teachers value young children's play as a powerful facilitator of growth, development, and learning across all developmental domains. Teachers thoughtfully organize safe and inviting indoor and outdoor environments, managing them to promote productive play. Because play has a central role in achieving a balance among the cognitive, emotional, and physical areas of the curriculum, accomplished teachers provide adequate time and space for young children to engage in play. Accomplished early childhood teachers take into consideration children's ages, abilities, and cultural backgrounds when selecting materials and equipment for play. Teachers know that culturally reflective play materials will help young children understand the values of their communities, and teachers are careful to avoid stereotypes in all materials. Accomplished teachers select play materials that can be adapted to different age and ability levels because they understand that developmental differences across one year can be vast. Teachers also make necessary accommodations and adaptations for children with exceptionalities. For example, a child with a wheelchair can partner with another child when returning play equipment to a shelf or bin. Accomplished teachers provide a variety of equipment and materials that stimulate imagination, language development, independent activity, and social interaction. Accomplished early childhood teachers provide adequate time, materials, and equipment for large muscle play in order to give children opportunities to express their emotions and to develop muscle strength, coordination, and balance. Accomplished teachers equip the play environment with materials from a wide variety of sources: commercial, found, and teacher made. They select and arrange a variety of materials that allow for a range of uses, from basic to increasingly complex. Managing the learning environment. Accomplished early childhood teachers appreciate the connection between the composition of the learning environment and the management of learning. They create arrangements of materials that are likely to encourage productive social dynamics and manage the learning environment so that space is conducive for either independent or group work. The teacher might set up a variety of learning centers in the classroom and then let children decide where to go by placing pocket charts containing children's names and the names of centers at a level where children can reach them easily. This strategy would help manage the flow of individuals to various centers in the room and would foster both independence and critical thinking skills by allowing children to make choices. Accomplished teachers provide a mixture of regular classroom routines, which give children a sense of security, and unstructured experiences which foster independence. The blend of structured and unstructured activities helps children experience success and thus perceive themselves as competent. Accomplished early childhood teachers manage the social and emotional climate, as well as the physical elements of the learning environment. They manage engagement, opportunities, and interaction to establish a climate that is focused on development and learning. Teachers are highly effective when responding to misbehavior and actively consider the social and emotional context in which such behavior occurs in order to ensure that the learning environment is as conducive to productive behaviors as possible. Teachers partner with young children to manage the classroom. They ensure that children understand the rationale for routines and rules, and they model productive ways for children to engage in learning, take responsibility for their learning, and engage with classmates. Accomplished teachers use modeling to create a risk-free climate in which all children are able to exhibit their individuality and to understand that making mistakes is an acceptable part of the learning process. As accomplished early childhood teachers manage learning environments, they demonstrate genuine care and respect for young children, and they encourage children to show concern and respect for their peers and adults and for equipment and materials. Accomplished teachers act in ways that earn respect from children and families. They understand the importance of the child-teacher relationship, especially when children are initially adjusting to formal educational settings. Accomplished teachers gradually help children move from dependence on adults to reliance on peers and themselves. For example, when a child first comes to school and spills something, the teacher leads in cleaning up. However, the teacher quickly transfers the responsibility to the children. Accomplished early childhood teachers know how to collaborate with others in order to manage time, materials, and space in an array of environments, including homes, classrooms, playgrounds, and various sites in the community. Teachers are able to create a sense of community among children, families, and volunteers, co-teachers, and other professionals. Accomplished teachers cultivate respect, support, and mutual acceptance across all learning environments. They effectively address the array of situations, be they typical or unexpected, potentially adverse or favorable, which arise in different settings so that children are safe and able to learn. This is the end of Standard 6.